Next is engagement and user behavior. Which content do users interact most within your website, and how do they browse through those content? Which content do they like? Which content doesn't seem to be engaging? The customer journey, the navigation taken by the user is something that falls under this particular section. Engagement gives you an idea as to which pages in the website were highly viewed, which were the pages that generated maximum engagement in terms of time spent, pages that had a higher bounce rate. This gives you an understanding which products or which part of the website is generating more interest to a user and which pages are not. On my left hand side, I see top engaging pages. I see sofas by material, it's an furniture e-store. I see leatherette sofa sets, living room furniture. These are the kind of pages that users are interested in. The home page obviously will have maximum page views because in most cases users tend to land on the home page. How do we interpret this data? We see what is the amount of page views that have been coming down to this particular page. If the time spent is appropriate, if it's a particular product, you'll have an image, you'll have descriptions of that product, the price tag, and if that product is available in your area or not. So gauging from this, we expect a user to spend a minimum of a single minute. If it's lesser than that, we check how high the bounce rate is. If users have entered from that particular page and moved out. If the bounce rate is high and the time spent is low, we need to modify the design of that page. Check if the download time of that page is good or not. Users coming into this particular pages is taken from all sources, all your marketing campaigns. He could come in from a referral traffic source, he could come in from SEO, SEM, that is PPC, he could come in from email marketing, he could come in from social source. But the overall engagement, how many visits have happened on that page, what was the total number of page views that that page received, the time spent on that particular page, and the bounce rate, gives you an entire idea of the engagement that that page generated. To your right hand side is top landing pages. Landing pages are pages from where users enter your website. Users could enter your website from the home page. In most cases, the home page is through direct sources because they know your website. If users are entering your website from other pages, it means your pages are ranking high on Google for SEO, or you are doing a paid search campaign or a display search campaign or some advertising where you're directing users from external sources to that particular page. So those are the pages from where users are entering your website. Once they enter, you need to understand how do they navigate, how do they engage. Do they immediately bounce off from that particular page? If yes, it means that the page doesn't have good content or appeal. It's not interactive or engaging enough. Or do they spend some quality time on that particular page and move on to another page, and thereby giving it a lower bounce rate? So those are the finer points that you need to analyze and come up with a solution. Next is event tracking. With mobile concept generating and better user engagement coming into the picture, what developers or website owners have come up with is, instead of directing users to another page on a refresh, because if I have a submit button or a register online now or a book a ticket now, I click on it and the page refreshes and takes me to a thank you page, there is a time lag, and users obviously wants the confirmation to be a little faster. So on the left hand side, I see a registration page. I want more registrations happening to my website. Subscription of some newsletter or some documents that users will buy or want to subscribe. So I have the submit button where users, after filling in their details, once they click on submit, a pop-up opens up saying thank you, you have successfully registered. Please proceed to view the site. How do I track how many people have clicked on the submit button? So apart from the Google Analytics code that you implement throughout the website, on this actionables, say it's a submit button, it's a video view. You could have videos embedded in your website. You want to track how many people are clicking on the videos. You could have a download PDF button. How many people are downloading those PDFs? You could direct users from one of your website to another website of yours. So how many people are clicking on that link that takes them to an external website? And there is an event tracking code provided by Google that you need to implement backend of this applications. Once you implement that, you need to fill in certain forms such as category, actionables, values. Once you configure that particular code and you implement, you get to see how good your events have been tracked. This features where you are not directed or users are not directed to another web page within the same website upon performing an action is called event tracking. I'm filling up my details, I'm clicking on a submit button, I'm not being directed to another page within the same website. I'm clicking on a download form or a download button, a PDF file downloads, an Excel downloads, a video downloads. I'm not being directed to another web page within the same website. I'm clicking on a video, I'm not being directed to another page on the same website. I'm clicking on a third-party link. It is taking me to a separate website but not to another page on the same website. So these are scenarios where we need to implement event tracking. Here we see ET cases, a client, how many people have clicked or filled in the registration form successfully and clicked on the submit button. I see 25. So this is a kind of a goal setting. How many people have actually registered on my website, or how many people have actually viewed a video or made a download. This codes are implemented backend. So backend of this particular registration page with the submit button is the event tracking code is placed, and it only activates after all values in the form is filled up properly. Next is internal site search. When we spoke about SEO, we said every other major website will have an internal site search. Why do they have this? For two reasons. One, you could place major actionables or links or content through progressive disclosures, 2 lines of content under a section, and you highlight it on the home page for users to click on. But it is not possible for website owners to have all of them placed in the home page. So if I am a loan provider and I've placed home loans, personal loans, business loans, car loans, but I have a section called marriage loans that comes under personal loans, and I haven't placed that in the home page, but it's something that I am offering at it and it is present in my website. So a user out of interest who knows what kind of loans falls under which category types in my internal site search marriage loans, he is directed to that particular page. What happens is two things. I get to know what users are actually searching in my home page or searching within my website, but I haven't displayed it so that they can interact with it directly. And the second thing is the user is getting what he wants. So that is how we interpret internal site search. What are users finding interesting or are curious within your website to search within your website. Then we have customer journey. From where are my maximum users coming from, and what is the kind of navigation are they taking in my website? So here I see people coming maximum from India, they go to the home page, they go to the product section. Some of them directly search for something within the website. The starting pages, look at the first column after country. It says starting pages. Some of them are going to buy for living room furniture. Then from the home page, a section of it is going to office furniture. From the home page, people who've landed on the home page, they're moving on to product section. Some of them are going on to living room furniture. Some are going on to bedroom furniture. So the navigation analysis is provided through user flow or customer journey.